you're watching this as a junior developer or entry-level developer in this climate, I honestly cannot even begin to imagine how difficult it must be for you to get a job right now. I am going to be sharing in this video why I think junior developers are not being hired right now and what you can do about it if you belong to this category of people. So these are some of the things I'm going to be sharing in the course of the video. Hey guys, Susan here, welcome to the channel. So I believe one reason why a lot of junior software engineers are not getting hired is because experience is costly. And what do I mean by this? When a company hires a junior developer, they obviously do not expect output or great value from the developer for the next 1 to 2 years, right? And so they are technically investing in this developer to build experience, and this experience comes with time, which a lot of companies are just unfortunately not ready to invest in because they are more concerned about the immediate return that they are getting on their investments. The second reason why I believe that a developer might be having issues being hired is what I call betrayals, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Now, the reality is that a lot of developers could find companies that decide to, hire them and allow them to build experience in their company, but sometimes what ends up happening is that the developer then builds this experience after say 1 to 3 years, and then they get pushed by other companies because they have obviously built this experience and other companies are willing to pay more for them to jump boats, right, for them to move to their company. And so in that sense, it's kind of a win for the developer obviously because better pay and new opportunity, right? But it's a little bit of a loss for the company in question, and I mean technically it shouldn't absolutely be a loss, especially if the company is willing to match the offer of this new company. But sometimes it's not only about the money for the developer, right? Developer probably just wants a new experience, they want something different, and they are willing to switch to a different company even if the pay is not that significantly more than what they're currently earning. So
I'm out.
You can't leave.
You watch me. Deuces.
Next one I want to mention happens a lot. It shouldn't be the case, especially if you have good systems for your hiring, but it happens sometimes, and I mean, terrible stuff happens. So yeah, it's because of the risk of a bad hire. I've been in situations where there has been bad hiring before and people suffer for it, literally. And basically this is a situation where the developer probably is able to scale through the interview process, they're able to get into the company, but they are not performing. Of course, I know there's the part of not expecting the developer to do much because they are entry level, but there's still some expectations, right? There's still some level of expectations, and when the developer is not meeting that, then other people are affected by it. There could be, for example, software mistakes that could cost the company quite a bit of money. There's the overall output or performance of the team that is impacted by this developer that is not pulling their weight. There's a lot of things that could happen that is caused by bad hiring, which a lot of people do not want to take the risk of doing. And unfortunately, the people that suffer it are then the junior developers because of that risk, which not everybody is a bad hire. There are certainly a lot of great developers out there, but they are now paying for the sins of bad hires that people have had situations with before. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. The fourth reason is simple, and that's just the fact that, especially for a lot of startups, they are more concerned about immediate return on investment, and so they are not willing to have their senior developers invest time in mentoring junior developers. They would rather have them be focused on their product or their service they're trying to put out because they're trying to get profit immediately, they're trying to iterate fast, they're trying to get into the market fast and see what they can change, what they can improve. They're basically trying to build fast, fail fast, and this in turn impacts other developers that cannot be employed because, first of all, the momentum might be too fast for the developer to catch up. Secondly, senior developers are going to have to invest some of the time that should be going into the product into these new developers. Now, as much as this is a big deal for junior developers and entry-level developers, as a mid-level developer, senior developer, tech lead, staff engineer, as an engineer manager, whether you like it to hear this or not, this is actually affecting you. I say this because there is a lot of things you learn from teaching and mentoring others. When I really started learning as a programmer was when I started sharing my knowledge, when I would pair program with people, when people would reach out to me to help them with a bug they were facing, and I would be able to pair program and figure out the issue with them. That's a huge sign of growth. That's a huge sign that you're learning as well when you teach others. But not having junior developers on the team, not having junior developers that you can easily access around you is low-key affecting your mentorship and leadership skills. So that is why this is a problem for us as well. I know it's kind of easy for for senior developers to brush past this and this and not care because you can just jump up. But in a way, you are kind of affected. If this is something that goes on for a long time, it would affect you as a senior as well. And so that's why I think as a senior, you should also care that this is happening. I want to talk about some advice and tips that I have for my junior developers out there, entry-level developers out there. The first thing is that you should try to expand your search. Try to reach out to small companies directly. I know a lot of people do things like, LinkedIn search and, you just apply, do the easy apply for jobs and all of that. But I want you to go the extra mile, reach out to hiring companies directly, go to websites of companies that you are interested in, reach out to them directly. There are a lot of cases where companies have actually given out offers to people for a role that they were not looking out for. Like they did not express interest in having a developer, and a developer reached out to them and they actually got an offer from that company. So that's something you could try doing, because sometimes they don't realize they need a role until someone reaches out. Second thing is, I know you might be introverted just like me, but please, for the sake of securing an offer, try to attend meetups, try to attend events where you might meet potential people that are in some of the companies that you're interested in. Please go physically to those events if possible. Talk to them, have a chat with them. You can increase your chances of a referral by just doing simply that. If you don't know this, it's way easier to get a job when someone refers you as opposed to actually applying on your own. You scale a lot of hurdles by getting a referral. So if you can, if you know your friends are working in companies that you're interested in, don't be shy, don't be too proud to send them a message on LinkedIn and ask for a referral. Okay, please just do that. You never know how what can happen from there. The next thing I would say is go beyond the stack you're familiar with. And I think this is really important because a lot of people are React developers and only look for React jobs. You are an Angular developer, you only look for Angular jobs. You're a JavaScript developer, you only look for JavaScript jobs. You might not know it, but there's a lot of things you can learn by doing. For me, I recently picked up, in fact, I've picked up quite a number of languages recently, but I picked up Vue on the job. Right, I did not know anything about Vue before. I only knew React and Angular, but obviously there was transferable knowledge from knowing React and Angular that I could apply to Vue. So you never know, how well you could do in different languages. Another thing is you can actually apply. For example, if you're a React developer, you can apply for a Vue role and still do a tech interview on React. Right, so you can apply for other roles that are outside what you're familiar with, and you will still be assessed by what you really know. So you don't have to worry about that at all. So expand your search to also look into other languages as well. Next thing, a very important thing, and I think you should pay close attention to this, that you should be doing is taking up internship. Internship experience is better than no experience, and I know a lot of people might be shying away from doing this because they're probably not going to make as much, or they're not even going to make any money at all. If you can get an internship, please get an internship, because once you get an internship at any place, you are not an entry-level developer anymore. You have experience, honey. You have experience. Trust me. So if you can get an internship, you absolutely want to do that because it looks more attractive on your portfolio than just having a bunch of projects you've worked on but no actual industry experience. If you're an entry-level developer, a lot of people, I realized do this. I've seen this on a couple of Reddit threads and Twitter and stuff. Is that you mentioned that this is your first job. First of all, you need to realize that whoever is interviewing you probably already knows that this is your first job. Like, they don't need that information, trust me. And you saying that does not exactly communicate confidence, because you saying that is like, oh, this is my first job. I don't know how best to put this, but picture yourself trying to hire somebody, and the person is telling you that this is their first job. How confident are you going to be in that person? So it doesn't matter that it's your first job. If you've built projects, if you've probably done an internship before, it absolutely doesn't matter that's your first job. First of all, they have that information, so you don't need to share, or you don't need to remind them that's your first job. And secondly, it doesn't matter. Everybody once had a first job, right? So just go through your interview, do the best you can with what you have, prepare well, try to do the interview properly as well. And those are all the tips I have for you if you're a junior or entry-level developer watching this. I hope you learned something from this. If you're new here, please subscribe to this channel. I share a lot of advice like this, tech career advice that I think might be useful to you, and based on my experience as well. I'm not just speaking out of thin air, but these are things that I've personally experienced that I'm sharing with you as well. These are things I do research on, to give you correct and precise information. And I hope that you enjoy watching this. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you for watching this video. Again, thank you for coming back to the channel. And I will see you in my next video. I hope you have a good one. Bye.